All right, ladies and gentlemen. So some people wanted to know what the hell an Argent D Paladin is and actually give some visuals to what the heck I'm talking about with this holy power, two-handed, seal twisting type stuff. So to begin with, I'll cover what an Argent Defender Paladin is. So an Argent Defender Paladin is basically a Paladin that comes down the prot tree and picks up Argent Defender, like 5 out of 5 Argent Defender. We have 38 points in this tree, even though we only need 35 points to come down here and get 5 out of 5 Argent Defender, because we've bothered to put 3 points into Improved Concentration Aura. It ends up saving us a point over here in Spiritual Focus, and Improved Concentration Aura is kind of really, really freaking good. So from here, we have 14 skill points left over. You can come down here through picking up like 1 point over here or something like that. Picking up Pursuit of Justice. That's actually, I think that's typically the default is to pick up Pursuit of Justice. If you don't pick up Pursuit of Justice, your life is a little bit more difficult as an Argent Defender Paladin. It's still serviceable, but you're 100% pigeonholed into having to judge Judgment of Justice on the target to get any kind of speed boost and to do any kind of the speed abilities. Otherwise, you get kited just as if you were it's literally like just as if you were a paladin in classic World of Warcraft, except you don't have reckoning to punish people who are kiting away from you. So it's really bad if you don't pick up Pursuit of Justice, but you can get away with it if you're willing to use Judgment of Justice instead on your target, instead of Judgment of whatever else that you might be doing. So if you're a physical damage-based Argent Defender Paladin, then you don't gain anything out of judging just about anything on the target except maybe Wisdom. So you're probably you can get away if you're a physical-based Paladin without Pursuit of Justice. I don't know. I'm still testing it whether or not we can actually get away without Pursuit of Justice. But the other option is you spend your 14 points increasing your healing. This is a big thing. A little bit of fear resist, not great, not bad either. But more importantly, you're able to pick up Divine Favor for some good tempo heals and stuff like that. And then from there, you've got like 2 spare skill points to do whatever the hell you want in. Put 2 points over here to help out against rogues. Put 2 points over here for more stamina. Get some more mana regeneration. Help your heals. Maybe a little bit of benediction. But basically, this is what an Argent Defender Paladin is. Let me take a drink of water real fast. Okay. Cover my mic now when I do that. Alright, so I'm going to actually show you what the two-handed spell power twisting paladin actually looks like. This is a Holy Shock build that I'm messing around with. I've come down here in the skill tree, picked up Eye for an Eye, completely given up on Vengeance. I have 3 out of 3 Sanctified Judgment, so that for mana regeneration purposes. I bothered to pick up Holy Shock, and I put 2 points into Light's Grace because it gives me a 66% chance that when I stun my target for 6 seconds, I can get off 2 Holy Lights in that amount of time, I think. I don't know, don't quote me on that, but, you know, it's a thing. Maybe it's there. It also helps out against certain classes, like enemy casters and so forth and so on. This build that I'm attempting to pull off right here is very it's very healing power focused, and it's very low spell power focus, and it's very heavy on the MP5. I've metric asked shit tons of MP5. The amount of healing and the amount of MP5 increase also substantially. Need to put this around here somewhere. Increase substantially, of course, when I put on other bits of gear. But basically, the idea behind this build that I'm having is, whether I'm an Argent Defender Paladin or I'm a Holy Shock Paladin, what I'm going to be doing from now... I consider this cheating, personally, but it's a perfectly viable tactic to do. In world PvP, at least, and stuff. Thanks, dude. I really want to hear that right now. Let's turn down the sound. That's fine. Actually, I can't handle this. Let's see. Sound. Channels. Master volume. Boom. Yeah, I can't think when I hear sound. It's really annoying. Especially if I'm trying to make a video at the same time. Okay, so what do I think about this gear in general? Alright, yeah. So the strategy behind this gear in particular is you're unable to Most classes in the game can You absolutely, they can't kill you. You're virtually impossible to kill with like 1800 plus healing, and then the special effects of this weapon, more increased healing. If we look, when I downrank the Holy Lights, so my max rank Holy Light, I think, heals me for like 4,700. Or only 4,000 right now. Something's wrong. Oh, I don't have this. Yeah, so max rank Holy Light heals me for like 4,700, but it's kind of mana intensive at like 840 mana, so you can see we're chunking into this mana bar pretty good, despite the fact that we have MP5 out our ass. However, if I start downranking to like, half the mana cost, this is almost half the mana cost, I still heal for like, close 2,800, 2,900, something like that. Maybe that's a high roll, maybe that's a low roll. If I start ranking it a little bit more, so now we're below 50% mana cost, I'm still doing surprisingly efficient heals. Light's Grace is around here to really help that out. The exact same story plays out with Flashes of Light, like 180 mana for a Flash of Light for, okay, that's a crit. For like, 1,700 heals, pretty good. Start downranking, 140, so we're 40 less, still pretty good. Downrank a little bit more, okay. I'll get to about half the cost. So if we remember, this was like 180 mana for like 1750? Yeah, about 1750, 800. Let's go to half the mana cost. Yeah, this is exactly half the mana cost. Let's see if it's half the heal. 1,000's pretty good. It's not bad for the speed we're clicking it out. This thing can't fucking doom. It can't fucking die. Amount of HP that we have is questionable. I haven't tested it out yet. Holy Shock heals are really good in this build because we're using the 5-set bonus, or the set bonus from the Gladiator set of increasing it by 30%. I've also got a bunch of Lightbringer gear on here, 4 pieces of it. Not so much for the abilities or the set bonuses, but because all these pieces come with metric shit tons of everything I want, plus healing and MP5 and blah, 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 blah. Even though it has less stamina, which kind of sucks. Healing. No, I didn't want to showcase healing. I wanted to... Oh, yeah, the Holy Shock. Where did I do with my Holy Shock? Alright, whatever. So I get some Holy Shock here. Holy Shock heals pretty good. Yeah, that's actually a very serviceable heal. Its offensive capability, just to showcase real fast here. Put a stun on the target. I don't think I would be using this gear if I was going offensive. I'd be more like this. So we actually have some spell power around here. Where the hell is my... Yeah, so this is my auto attack damage. This is my SOR Judgment, and then this is my Holy Shock, which just happens to crit, so go fuck my life. I don't think I'm missing any other increasers, to my knowledge. I think we still have a metric shit ton of spell power. Yeah, we still got all the MP5 and all the healing and all the damage, and yeah, blah, 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 blah. But anyways, we're here to showcase this two-handed crap. So, my spell power is about what you would be if you were an Argent Defender Paladin. The reason why we're showcasing it on this Holy Shock build that I've got going right now is this two-handed play style both works for both variants of the Argent Defender Paladin, and it works for various variants of Holy Shock. So whether you go Holy Guidance as the Holy Shock Paladin, and you pick up something like 170 spell power, or if you decide to go deep down into this tree and become super mana efficient on your judgments, and pick up all the other little goodies that exist in this tree, what I'm about to show you is just pretty stable. So let's get some sound going here, because you're going to want to hear this. Yeah, it's pretty good. Okay, so I've got 2 macros here. I'll pull up the macros real fast. So macro number 1, this is for Vengeance, slash stop attack, slash start attack, cast Seal of Vengeance, slash stop attack, slash start attack, cast Seal of Righteousness. This one just helps me double click my judgment and stop the attack. I would prefer the seal to be a little different. Like, I just want to click the seal once, and it doesn't actually, it stops the attack afterwards, but that functionality here on the private server apparently sucks a dick. And then this is my seal of command. It's nothing special. So what we're going to be doing, I'm going to judge into the target. Yeah, you can see it just automatically, I have to click it twice. Damn, that's loud as fuck. Sound. No, we want a little bit of sound going. You're going to be hearing a lot of this. Okay. And so what's going to happen is when I click my seal, I click it twice. So 1, 2. It automatically selects the target, attacks the target, and then it stops the attack. Thanks, you piece of shit, Warlock. Do it again for the other seal. 1, 2. Okay. Turn on the combat log here. Combat log. Combat log. So, God damn it. This means I have to log out. I can't log out. Log out right now? Fuck off. Log back in. Gotta love private servers. Combat log. Chekaruski. Yeah, okay, we're good now. Alright. 1, 2. Got the vengeance up. Auto attack stopped. Auto attack should be back again. 1, 2. This is with Seal of Righteousness, so we're doing the seal twist. 1, 2. Miss. This is a Holy Shock Paladin. It's going to have some mischance. 1, 2. No, thanks. And then this one over here. 1, 2. I'm trying to stack this up to 5 so we can showcase the other thing. 1, 2. And 1, 2. Alright, so we got it up to 5. So what's going to happen at 5 stacks... Oh, that didn't work. That's weird. 1, 2. Yeah. So you can see we get the dot going. I'll just showcase this real fast. So every auto attack from Seal of Vengeance after 5 stacks is actually proccing a thing now. So that's the dot tick. This is Seal of Vengeance auto attack damage. After I'll do an auto attack here, you can see the Judgment is pretty good. It still does about 1,000. Compare that to the Righteousness Judgment real fast here. Mind you, I have the Libram that increases Righteousness Judgment by quite a bit. So do the Seal of Righteousness. You critted because, of course, you fucking did. So I think Seal of Righteousness Judgment in this current gear is doing, yeah, about 11. So you can see the Vengeance does just about as much, right? Almost fell off there. Anyways, so the whole idea behind the seal twisting is this should stop the attack. Yeah, 1, 2. Oh shit, my Vengeance is going to fall off. 1, 2, unless this misses. Yeah, refreshes the Vengeance, get the 2 procs. So we're having Judgment of Righteousness and Seal of Vengeance proc, and the tick is going off at the same time, right? So this is what the seal twisting is, basically. Now, if I'm doing a full rotation, so 1, 2... Well, that missed, so I didn't have it down. 1, 2. I judge here. It should stop the attack, thank God. 1, 2. And then should be another 1, 2 and a judge. 1, 2. Judge. And should stop the attack, thank God. Okay, my macros are working. Thank you very much. And this is just your rotation. Oh, shit, too soon. 1, 2. Judge. Stop the attack, thank God. And too soon, okay. So in theory, you should have like a swing timer with this, right? But I don't have a swing timer, so I'm just going on like instinct. 1, 2. Judge. Stop the attack. Thank you. And then... Oh, shit. I have to reseal, don't I? Oh... Yeah, I guess that the rotation has to be at reseal. So 1, 2, judge, stop the attack. Okay, good. We're resealed. Sweet. 1, 2, and then judge. Oh no, wait. Lol. Judge, reseal, stop attack, seal twist. Roger. This is hard enough to get down on a target dummy. When you're in combat, it's a real pain in the ass. Primarily because you have to allow like a fraction of a second to pass between like your 2 clicks. There's other issues with it as well. So let me try to do the twist here proper. So I go 1, 2, judge, reseal, stop attack. Thank God. 1, 2, and then 1, 2, judge, reseal, stop attack. Thank you. Then 1, 2. All right. So you can see we're getting our rotations down pretty good. It's a little mana intensive. If you use the other macro, let's use justice command instead of yeah, get some dots going here. Okay, so now we're using rank 1 seal of command. We're going to still be keeping Vengeance up as much as possible. I don't have command on this build. Never mind. Scratch that, I guess. Anyways, you can do the same thing with seal command. Alright, so hopefully we showcase that pretty good. It's a rather difficult rotation to use, but it has some advantages in the sense that I'm actually going to scroll up the screen so it's easier to... Yeah, so the rotation has some disadvantages in that... Okay, so it's perfectly viable in the sense that we probably have enough GCDs available in order to execute the... We have enough defensive GCDs. So as you can see there, well, the problem I have on this build... I'm actually, with the Argent Defender build, I actually prefer to have improved judgment and be like a 10-second cooldown and not an 8-second cooldown. Both of them line up pretty well, but it's a little GCD intensive to have an 8-second cooldown on your judgment. It works much better if you have like a 10-second cooldown on your judgment. But basically the rotation is that I'm having to do an offensive twist every weapon swing time, which is about every 3 seconds, give or take. And in between those 3 seconds, I have a defensive GCD available. And then every now and then I have to judge against the target and then reseal. And usually that comes in the form of having to seal, twist, judge, and then reseal all at the same time. So it's a little taxing on the defensive GCDs. But it's still perfectly serviceable, especially if you're doing it like every third seal twist, you're getting out of judgment kind of a thing, right? As you saw there, I think the rotation is every 2 seal twists I'm trying to get out of judgment, and that's a little intensive for the whole GCD thing. As you can also see, it actually does quite a bit of damage. I'm pretty sure you've noticed that. You can pause the video there. I do have a fair bit of spell power in this gear. I do have Holy Shock. I do have other things going on. My personal opinion and my thought process currently for Paladin, at least in the 1v1, is that I'm going to play super defensively at first. And I'm just going to keep myself alive. I'm not going to try the seal twisting. It's a little mana intensive. I'm just basically I'm gonna play a game of not dying. 1 second, let me pause the video. I got to turn off the stove. Okay, I'm back. So if we're talking like a serious duel or like a serious world PvP encounter, my playstyle of my gearing is going to be a little rope-a-dope. This is until I can figure out a better playstyle. A better all-comers gear set kind of a thing. So at first we be a little, we just don't die, and we just rely on our massive MP5 and the efficiency of our healing and being basically chillaxing in mega overpowered healing gear to make ourselves virtually unkillable even against mages. Why am I looking at this? To make ourselves unkillable even against mages. Spellcasters of all type, they just don't have the mana to effectively engage us. Once they start running low on resources, they start running low on whatever, once you've worn them down so it's their sustain capabilities versus your sustain capabilities, you can either try to kill them in the gear that you're currently in, or you can drop combat for a fraction of a second, maybe have to use a nade to drop combat, like you drop combat for a second, and then you swap into much more powerful offensive gear, your actual, like, pure spell power suit as opposed to healing spell power MP5 suit. And then you go in for the kill. And it's a bit of a rope-a-dope strategy, but what's happening in TBC right now is everybody's basically a glass cannon, and they're trying to nuke the shit out of you. And that is the meta, and it's effective. So you're going to have to gear a bit more defensively until they start running out of resources, until they use up their trinkets and their cooldowns and their stupid little abilities, until their resources are not at their full disposal, and then you can switch into more offensive gear if that's what you need in order to get the job done. As you can see here, in this Paladin, with this gear, however, like I won't be using a two-hander for the vast majority of the time. When I'm doing my healing thing, I'll probably be specifically in this gear here. And if we go look at our stats, the Holy Power, mostly the Holy Power is buffed because I don't have an oil on this thing, do I? Yeah, so I have MP5 oil on this thing, persists through death. I have a Flask of Brilliant Light, also persists through death. So my spell damage is, about 700, give or take. If I'm using... If I'm using Judgment of the Crusader as opposed to Judgment of the Justice, then the Holy Power is closer to like 900, and we're going to see that here in a second. So, you know, Seal of Righteousness is going off, you know, whatever this DPS is at 1.8 seconds, even though in this gear you're not technically doing any DPS. Yeah, so this would be me healing defensively. And then if I didn't want to do a gear swap, what I would end up doing is I would switch over to something like a one-hander. Oh, I guess I didn't have wizard oil on this weapon. All right. Yeah. Switch over to a one-hander. Maybe you can afford having this on the target at that point. And I want this item because it's more spell power. So now my spell power should be a little alarming. Yeah, we're over 1,000 spell power. And we're thunking away at like 1.6. Well, actually, it's not true. If I go melee... Do I have any melee haste? I don't think I do. Speed. No haste. Okay. So we're thunking away on the target for whatever the hell this damage is. The judgments are, whatever the hell that was. Probably like 1,500. Let's do some Holy Shocks just in case they crit. You know, Holy Shocks do that. So 1,400s on both the Judgment and the Holy Shock, give or take. 1,450s? Yeah, that was about 1,450s, wasn't it? I don't want... Yeah, what happened to me? Don't want that. Combat log. Self? Yeah, okay, here we go. Yeah, so let's do it again. Holy Shocks, thunking out at 1,400s. Melee swings doing about 100 and 350. Judgment's coming down at about 1,450s as well. And that's just in this gear, chillaxing, you know, no problemo. So this is without me actually doing a dedicated gear swap. If I do a dedicated gear swap, at least in this gear, then, which I think I can pull off right now. So you have a macro, you click your macro, and then boom, you swap out to a completely different gear set. Now I'm in Lamellars, and I've got Lightbringer stuff. The Lightbringer stuff doesn't have spell powers, but it's got like expertise and mana regeneration and all kinds of other shit that I really like. So if you see our melee, our expertise has gone up significantly. Throw this down, get some SOR rolling. So the SOR is nice. Seal of Vengeance is also pretty respectable. Let's do some Seal of Vengeance real fast here. I think it's got like maybe a 60% chance to proc on hit, but you can see it won't proc sometimes. Like, you know, that 536 is our Vengeance procking, and then the other thing is the tick damage. And of course we're missing because I'm a Holy Paladin. Judging it, you know, does more damage. Shocks are still 1,400. I guess it did less damage than the SOR. But SOR is pretty good. You can't seal twist at this speed, which is why the two-hander is a thing, because you can actually do seal twists. At 1.5 second speed, there's really no seal twisting here unless you're like unbelievably tryhard. So, should be good gear for... Oh, shit. I guess that's the wrong item. Are we in the right gear? 3... No, we're missing a piece. Ooh. 4 out of 4 and 4 out of 4? What the fuck? Missing legs? Yeah, looks like. Should be Lightbringer legs. So I'm missing Vengeful Gladiator's Lamellar. Missing chest. What the fuck? Where are you at? Are they down here? No. Ornamental. You should have an add-on for this crap. Lamellar chest piece. Alright, that should be good. Okay, so we're back into our more defensive-oriented gear, I think. MP5? No, but yeah. So the stats on this are pretty damn good. You know, we got, I got 800 spell power. So, oh, it's the weapon. I'm like, damn, my healing's low. Holy crap, my thing's high. Oh, shit. Yeah, so got to keep this, you know, so you got spell power. You get metric shit tons of, I don't know yet if I want to use Blessing of Light. Or if I want to use Blessing of Wisdom. Hard to say yet. So, but if I'm at Blessing of Wisdom, I got like metric shit tons of MP5. My MP5 feels low for some reason. No, I think we're good. Huh. Anyway, so that's the tactics. That's the test. That's what an Argent Defender Paladin is. That's the two-handed twisting stuff. And that's currently what we're investigating with these Paladins. So anyways, let's get out of here. Log out. It's going to be that time of day for me where I can't really play anymore. Because everybody's going to get on, they get off work, they get on, blah, 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 blah. So yeah, so that's an Argent Defender Paladin. There's an Argent... Okay, so things I've noticed about these Paladins. So, let me... Yeah. Okay, so things I've noticed about these Paladins. If you're not using Pursuit of Justice, then you have to use Judgment of Justice on the target. So you're down like 220 spell power effectively, because you otherwise you definitely need that speed advantage on the target. If you decide that what you want to do is sacrifice some of your defensive capabilities and go with the other Argent Defender, which actually picks up Pursuit of Justice, then suddenly you can use Judgment of Justice on the target, and it's the exact same effect. You end up moving like something like 7-8% faster than your opponent. You can also use Judgment of Justice under these conditions, and then you can really start moving faster than your opponent. This is a really big deal because otherwise you're going to have kiting issues. Your opponents will break contact with you. They'll get really good trades with you, DPS wise. They'll start eating and drinking on you. It's really, really bad. And you are effectively a sustain paladin, right? You kill over time, and you're a time on target paladin. So the ability for you to stay on top of your target and to stop them from being able to eat and drink and break contact with you is a big fucking deal. So your options are: I pick up Pursuit of Justice and I gain like 220 spell power and damage from Judgment of the Crusader, or you come down here and you become a better sustained paladin, theoretically, even though Benediction is pretty good, by picking up Divine Favor and then increasing your healing capabilities and so forth and so on. You have a little bit of a better matchup. Well, actually, technically, Pursuit of Justice is also really good against rogues, but in theory, you also have a better matchup against rogues. Because you're able to put 2 points into Pure of Heart. That's your other option, but you lose like 220 spell power in exchange for this. Maybe we can gear with engineering and all the gadgets and the gizmos differently to get away with that, but I really don't know. The build that I was using, the Holy Shock Paladin, is this, I believe. Yeah, 5 out of 5 here. That's why it's doing so much damage. 3 here, 2 here, 5 over here. Definitely pick up Pure of Heart for rogues, even though we don't need it. Some of the best points you can spend in this tree. Maybe I put 2 points here, fuck if I know, and then Holy Shock, rip 1 point out just for the hell of it. Got nothing in the prot tree, unfortunately. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Totally want that. We're picking up 3 out of 3 in Vindication. That's both an offense and a defensive spell at this point. Getting Eye for an Eye, absolutely amazing against casters. Completely giving up on Vengeance. It's just not very serviceable. You can go ahead and test it. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about. It's just hard to keep it up in your gear when you're being defensive, and other people are usually kiting us and doing all kinds of crap. I remember, yeah, I got 1 spare skill point before I get deeper. I can't remember where I put this fucking thing. Maybe I put it in command for, remember I was over there like, oh shit, I don't have command, what the fuck? I think I put it in parry, but you might strip it out of parry and put it in command just because you get to do it's very mana efficient to do the two-handed style with command. I'll have to look into it math-wise. Then you put 3 points in here, and you have 2 points to spare. The other option, of course, is you don't put the point into command, and you're like, okay, I'm all in on the two-handed weapon style. Pick up, do the two-handed seal twisting, put 3 points into there, and that's literally all your skill points. Strip point out there. Or we can come down here, which is what I did, and I put 2 points into Light's Grace. Thank you, China crap. 2 points into Light's Grace just to help me with my heals, help me against casters, getting off those holy lights, help me get 2 holy lights off against certain casters in a Hammer of Justice. This means that I probably don't have to hit very high haste ratings. We're not really using this too much with the Holy Shock Paladin because our Hammer of Justice is coming off like it's got a minute-long cooldown, and I'm not really relying on it to heal myself too much. Holy Shock, healing for an extra 30%, healing for 2,000 plus HP every 15 seconds is more than serviceable for a healing purposes. But this is the spec I'm using. As you can see, it was actually quite terrifying, very tanky, has a decent HP pool. This point shouldn't be there. It can totally go someplace else. Very mana efficient. There's other builds you could theoretically do. I don't know. You'd have to look into it. This build is very flexible. This one is interesting because I can go sword and board and be perfectly fine, or I can do a mix of healing and offense, like against a rogue, and be perfectly fine. I can go pure healing and be kind of perfectly fine with my sustain and my stats and all that kind of stuff. Just a very well-rounded, very disgusting, very nasty paladin. Eye for an Eye is also really good against casters because at least they take chip damage while you're trying to wear them down a bit. Yeah, I don't know. It's good stuff. What else do I have to say on the topic? There was something else I wanted to say, but I kind of wanted to make a separate video for that, so I think I'm going to go make a separate video for that right now. Anyways, that's it for this video. Hope this helped. Hope you see the two-handed twisting, the Argent Defender style, the one-hander, blah, 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 all the options that are basically on the table for us. Right now, if I cannot find a gear set, which is what the next video is going to be about, if I cannot find a proper gear set that is an all-comers gear set, meaning we can just sit in this gear, be out in the world, be perfectly happy, be like, oh shit, I'm getting jumped by X, Y, and Z, or I have to fight in a duel, blah, 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 blah. And if I can't find an all-comers gear set, then our next best option is to have a heavy defensive suit. For the vast majority of encounters. As you saw in that video, I was upwards of 800 spell power, even though I'm wearing a pure healing suit, right? Which is pretty good. And then when I switched over to my offensive gear suit, I only went up an additional 200 spell power, but I picked up all kinds of things like expertise rating and so forth and so on, all the little bits and gadgets, gazmos. I think you can go up to closer to 1200 spell power if you're really pushing the spell power limit there on your gear, but you start losing all different kinds of stats and so forth and so on. But the Holy Shock Paladin gets away with not having that, so blah, 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 blah. So worst case scenario, we'll be in a healing heavy, MP5 heavy suit. We will have a sustained playstyle. Especially if we're getting jumped, we will survive the attentions of whatever the fuck is trying to attack us, and then we'll either kill them in the existing suit with slight modifications to the weapons and so forth and so on once we enter that sustain phase, or we will find the space and ability to drop combat, switch over to the actual pure spell power damage suit, and then engage our target from there. That's worst case scenario if I cannot make the pure spell power damage suit work, or I can't find some middle ground all-comers type suit that'll work, if that makes any sense. So our worst case scenario is we're going to be chillaxing in a defensive heavy suit, and then we're going to switching over to an offensive suit once we've worn them down with the "you can't fucking kill me, stop trying, you piece of shit" suit. Ideally, we'll find a nice middle ground where we're just comfy. You know what I mean? Like we have in classic World of Warcraft. You're full tier 2 with an obsidian breastplate. You're a comfy motherfucker. If you're 3-piece rank gear with bits of tier 2 or Avengers scattered around there with an obsidian breastplate, you're also a comfy motherfucker in classic World of Warcraft. Gonna try to find that. Don't know if I can find that, but this is what we have so far. The two-handed playstyle is very interesting. I don't know if it's any good for I think it's definitely a damage. I don't know. I don't know if it's a damage boost for this Holy Shock build here. I definitely know it's a damage boost for the Argent Defender Paladin. So the two-handed playstyle, seal twisting is probably the Argent Defender Paladin's bread and butter. But the Holy Shock, you might just go sword and board and beat them to death with your shocks and your judgments. You probably don't have the GCDs to do shocks, judgments, heals, and defensive GCDs all at the same time. So I don't know if the two-handed style is going to work well with the Holy Shock at all. I'll definitely look into it. I do know that technically it might be a DPS increase, but I don't know if we got the offensive GCDs to support it. Anyways, I'm gonna go. I guess I won't make the next video. I'll just add the last bit into this video. So, there, when you're trying to figure out. No, I definitely need to go make another video. All right, I'm gonna end the video here. Deus Vult, boys.